Sir, are we audible?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, yes madam, yes madam.
Yes, sir. सर जब गेस्ट आ जाएंगे तब हम स्टार्ट कर देंगे फिर.
हाँ, अभी मैंने सर को फोन किया था
ठीक है सर.
और वो डायरेक्ट लिंक सर को भेजा, उससे ही सर हो सकते हैं ना ज्वाइन
हाँ सर, डायरेक्टली वो लिंक से ही ज्वाइन हो जाएंगे.
जूम पर से. हाँ
हाँ सर.
हा, विद्यासागर सर आले की ऍडमिट करा त्यांना मॅडम.
बजाज सर.
यस
हा,
मॅम, यस
बजाज सर.
यस सर, यस सर.
हा, विद्यासागर सर आले की त्यांना ऍडमिट करा.
हो सर,
येस
हो.
सर.
हा, नाव दिसेल. हा झाल्यात ना सर जॉईन आता. हॅलो.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
हा हा झालेत. हा
Yes, sir.
सुरू करायला काही हरकत नाही आता.
Yes. Sana, please start the session.
हॅलो, माझं येतोय काय ऐकू?
हो येत आहे सर.
हा.
हा
Hello, Sana. Sanobar Khan.
हा आहे का तयार ती सना? सी हॅज जॉईन.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. She will start soon.
Let's have a moment for science. Every science begins as a philosophy and ends with art. Science demands evidence and thinks critically. A very warm welcome to one and all present over here. Good afternoon to all the dignitaries, lecturers, and my dear friends. From very first poem, you all have got an idea of today's program. We all are virtually in celebration of National Science Day 2021. Myself, Sanobar Taskin Khan, pursuing my third year of graduation from our college, takes the privilege to welcome you all on the behalf of Brijlal Biani Science College, Amravati. It's my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to you all in this webinar. A very gracious and inclusive welcome of our today's esteemed guest, Dr. Pandit Vidyasagar. We all deeply appreciate and offer you our most grateful welcome, sir. Also, a very hearty welcome to the chairman of today's function and our respected principal, Dr. D.S. Sote, sir. We all are pleased to offer you a warm welcome, sir. Also, let us welcome to the convener of today's program, Dr. L.A. Sharma, and co-convener of today's program, Dr. M.C. Golcha. I am glad to welcome. We bring you the afternoon filled with love, joy, happiness, and dreams we all share. Now, I would like to request our convener, Dr. L.A. Sharma of National Science Day 2021 of our college to please propose a brief introduction of today's program.
Thank you, Sana. माँ सरस्वती को नमन. Tribute to Dr. C.V. Raman. Respected Dr. D.S. Dote sir, Principal, Brijlal Biani Science College, Amravati. Today's guest speaker, Dr. Pandit Balchandra Vidyasagar, former VC, Swami Ramanand Tirth, Marathwada University, Nanded. All head of departments, my esteemed colleagues and dear students. It's a great pleasure to talk on the National Science Day. Before speaking about National Science Day, Dr. Vidyasagar sir, I would like to let you know about our Brijlal Biani institution. The Education Society Shri Brijlal Biani Shiksha Samiti came into being in 1969. The society founded its first educational institute, namely Brijlal Biani Science College, which was started in 1972 with the aim of catering to the needs of Vidarbhian people regarding quality education. Initially, it was a single faculty science college, which over the years blossomed into a multi-faculty educational institute running the programs in science and commerce at +2 level, BSc, BBA, BCA, BCom, BVoc at graduate level, MCom, MSc Electronics, MSc Botany, MSc Chemistry, MSc Mathematics, MSc Computer Science at postgraduate level, postgraduate diplomas in biomedical electronics and postgraduate diploma in mechatronics, along with PhD programs in chemistry, electronics, and botany. Sir, hence this is our Vidya Mandir. Now moving towards National Science Day. We observe National Science Day in India on 28th February every year to commemorate the important contribution of science, scientists, and scientific progressions in our life. On this day, we show our dignity and respect to the most eminent and outstanding Indian scientist, Sir Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman, to mark his discovery of Raman effect. It was on this same day Sir Raman made to the world his greatest invention, the Raman effect, in 1928, which led him to be awarded Nobel Prize in 1930. The main objective of celebrating National Science Day is to bring awareness among people about the importance of scientific applications in daily life. The celebration is aimed at giving an opportunity to younger generation to display their activities, efforts, and achievements in the field of science for human welfare. It also allows the scientists and experts from the field to discuss issues and new technologies trending in the field. The world-famous scientist once said, "Science is blind without religion, and religion is handicapped without science." Yes, it is absolutely correct. And we must say the whole world is tied with the strong rope of science. As we know, nowadays science and technology developing gradually, and it is helping us to lead our life much better and easier. So we can't avoid science at all. It is a very important day to recall all the memory which science has given to us. Definitely, I will say that we must know about this Indian National Science Day. Now, talking about themes of this day, yes, everyone is interested in celebrating events as per the theme. That's why every year the National Science Day focuses on a particular theme. Last year in 2020, the theme was Women in Science. Similarly, this year the theme is Future of STI, Impact on Education, Skill and Work. As part of Science Day celebration, our college organized a tech race and poster competition on this year's theme. I am glad to inform you that large number of students actively participated in both the events. Every poster symbolized the contribution of science, technology, innovation towards our society. Students gave very positive feedback and want such more competition like tech race in future. I know that you all are eager to hear from our guest. Hence, moving towards conclusion, we all should be very careful about that. Science is very important for welfare of humanity. Science should always be utilized for the sake of humanity. So let's all celebrate this 35th National Science Day, taking a strong resolution to utilize science for the welfare of the whole world. Now, I wish you a very happy National Science Day. Today is Marathi Gaurav Din. So, सगळ्यांना मराठी गौरव दिनाच्या खूप खूप शुभेच्छा. Lastly, I will like to conclude with the quote given by great scientist Dr. C.V. Raman. The essence of science is independent thinking, hard work and not equipment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such an elaborative introduction. Moving forward, I would like to request the co-convener of today's program, Dr. M.C. Golcha, to please give us a brief introduction of today's program.
Thank you, Sana. Respected luminaries on the dais and off the dais, esteemed chief guest of today, Honorable Dr. Vidyasagar Sir, respected Dr. D.S. Dhote, Principal, Brijlal Biyani Science College, Amravati, respected head of departments, cherished faculty members, and my dear students. Good afternoon, one and all. It is a great pleasure and honor for me to introduce our today's guest speaker, Honorable Dr. Pandit Bhalchandra Vidyasagar, who is going to talk to us about future of STI, impact on education, skills, and work on this auspicious occasion of National Science Day. Actually, sir merely requires any introduction, though still I try my level best to explore some of the major achievements sir achieved. Sir has obtained his MSc and PhD degrees in physics from University of Pune. Sir was holder of National Merit Scholarship. Sir is renowned state and national level expert in the field of education and has extensive experience in educational administration, research and teaching. Sir has made significant contribution in the field of bioinformatics, medical and health physics for the last 30 years, which has recognition at international level also. Various prestigious administrative positions were very efficiently and effectively held by Sir. He was former Vice Chancellor of Swami Ramananda Tirtha Marathwada University, Nanded, former Professor and Head, Department of Physics, Pune University, former Director of Board of College and University Development, Pune University. Sir also held the position of Director of various organizations and committees such as School of Basic Medical Sciences, Bioinformatics Center, and School of Energy Studies in Pune University. Sir held charge as the acting Vice Chancellor of Pune University more than 6 times. Sir was also the member of Management Council, Pune University, member of 10th Plan Committee and member of Assessment Committee, Center for Advanced Program Studies, UGC, New Delhi. Sir has also worked on the various statutory authorities of the university. Sir has shown a great transference in the field of science as well as education through his unique and significant research work. His diligence bestowed on him several prestigious awards. Home Ashram Prerit, the K.R. Ramanathan Award was awarded in 1991 to his project in All India Teaching Aid Contest organized by IPA. Chiplunkar Smruti Award by Indian Association of Physics in 1996. Best Teacher Award in 1998 from Pune University. Sir was awarded regular associateship from 1998 to 2003, followed by senior associateship from 2003 to 2009 by AS International Center for Theoretical Physics, Trieste, Italy. In 2003, Vidya Vyas Puraskar by Vidya Sahakari Bank was awarded to Sir for his significant contribution to teaching and popularization of science. G.R. Paranjpe Vishesh Granthakar Puraskar was awarded in 2005 by Maharashtra Sahitya Parishad for his scientific writing. Sir's biography is included in Marquis World's WHO's WHO in 18th Millennium Edition. Sir was awarded in 2009 with Education Award by ETH Research Laboratory, Pune for pioneering efforts to popularize science in Marathi. And also, Sir has done a great deal of research work. To Sir's credit, there are many awards for his outstanding research work. Sir has completed about 10 major research projects. Sir has published more than 130 papers in the area of photosynthesis, medical physics, gravitational biology, etc. in national and international journals and conferences. 18 students were awarded PhD and 18 students with MPhil degree under Sir's able guidance. Moreover, Sir participated and organized various national and international conferences and workshops. Sir organized several refresher courses in physics, teacher training programs, and also many short-term duration programs for students and college teachers. Honorable Dr. Vidyasagar Sir has remarkably contributed and achieved at academic level also. Sir has not only taught but also designed and modified various courses at undergraduate and postgraduate level related to physics, biophysics, and medical instrumentation. He has worked as an Associate Director for National Talent Search Program and Kishore Vaigyanik Protsahan Yojana by Government of India. He was coordinator of National Eligibility Test for College Teachers by UGC New Delhi. Sir worked as a convener of Board of Studies to design the syllabus and write textbook for 11th and 10th standard to be used by 1.4 million students in the state of Maharashtra, and the list of his contribution to academics goes on. Sir has written about 16 books, of which Samaj Parivartanasati Antarjatiya Vivaha, a booklet in Marathi by Sir, is in market since 1980 and is still in demand. Antaradi, science fiction, Marathi novel, was read throughout the year on All India Radio, Jalgaon, followed by Solapur AIR Center. His book Mahamanav Einstein in Marathi was included in the list of bestseller of year 2005 in International Year of Physics celebration. Respected Professor Vidyasagar Sir, with 16 books, about 150 articles in newspaper, 25 radio talks, 10 educational films, about 300 lectures on science subject at remote places, school and colleges. He works for popularization of science and have brought concept in science in the form of small couplets in Marathi, which is a unique project in the world. So, this is just a brief introduction about the most dynamic and esteemed personality, respected Professor Vidyasagar Sir. Talking about and looking into Sir's achievements and contribution in the field of education and research is just like diving into the sea. So I just tried to pick up few pearls out of it. And now I know you all are very eager to listen such great personality among us today. So without wasting much time, I request Sir to please illuminate us with his wisdom of knowledge. Please, Sir.
Thank you very much. I will share the PPT and then we'll begin with the lecture.
नमस्कार सर, वेलकम.
Welcome. 1 minute. Let me share this. Not going to get. Can you see the PPT? Why it is not coming? I don't know. Okay.
हाँ, दिसतंय.
दिसतंय ना? Okay. Namaskar. Let me thank first principal of the Brijlal Biyani College, Dr. Dote, for giving me opportunity to present my views on this topic on the occasion of very auspicious National Science Day. Now, in my lecture, what I would do is, there are 3 points actually. We'll talk a little bit about National Science Day. Then we'll see that what way the science is going, or what was science in India and also at the world level. Then we'll see the impact on education. And at the end, we'll see that where the science is going. what are the ways, different ways in which the science is growing. So let us begin with the first point, and that is National Science Day. Now, Madam has already told you a few things about National Science Day, so I'll not repeat that. What I will do is I will tell you a few things about Sir C.V. Raman. You know that Sir C.V. Raman, he worked during the era when India was not independent. And that time, there were no facilities for doing research for Indian people. All research was done by British only. And when Sir C.V. Raman completed his MA in physics, he had already published a paper at international journal. But he had no openings in India, and so unwillingly he has to join statistical service or account service. So he joined as Assistant Accountant General in Kolkata by actually, of course, clearing a very tough examination at the national level. But his desire to do research was there. And so he was searching an opportunity to do research. And then he saw a institution or organization that was Organization for Cultivation of Science. And then he inquired that what is that and whether he can do research over there. And to his surprise, he found that there were many instruments over there, but nobody was using those instruments. So he asked permission for that. And then for 10 years, he used to do research in the morning before going to the office. And then after coming from the office from 5 to 10 in the night. And in those 10 years, he did very important work and published in the international journals. And of course, he got the recognition. After that, there was offer to him to accept the chair of a professor in the university. Now you would think that it is a good offer, but the reality was that his payment would have been half if he joined the post of professor. But he did it, and he forgo half of his salary just for the love of research. And after that, he continued his research in Calcutta University, and he discovered Raman effect. And that's how he got the Nobel Prize. Now, it is not important, of course, it is important that he got the Nobel Prize, and he's the only scientist who got the Nobel Prize by working in India, Indian scientist. But more than that, he enthused Indian people for research. That is one thing. Second thing, he showed that Indians are no way inferior to any other person, or as far as Westerns are concerned. That was another great contribution which he has made. And that's how many young people in India got inspired to do research. And many of his students are very famous, who continued his legacy afterwards also. So that is why we are celebrating Science Day. And the purpose of celebrating is, of course, twofold. One is that to attract young generation towards research. That is one thing. Second thing is that to take science to people, because it is essential that our common man or common people also understand that where science is going, because science is affecting all parts of our life, every part you can say, and this will go on increasing day by day. In 21st century, you can't live without science and technology. That's how we are experiencing now, because we are able to talk because of technology only. And that is why common people also should know what is happening in science and technology. And with this purpose, this particular day is celebrated. And very happy that your college has conducted competitions, and that would definitely create awareness among students also. They'll get enthused towards science, technology, and enter into research. So that is the first point. Second point is about impact of science and technology and information technology on education. So let us understand what higher education was, or what was the policy, and now what is the new policy of education. Now, after independence, you know that University Grants Commission, it followed three principles. One is access, second is equity, and third was quality. However, a lot of emphasis was given on access in the first phase, and that is how the say number of colleges have increased to a large extent, means from 500 to 40,000, and also the universities from 40 to 800. So a lot of access was created so that students would be able to take higher education. Second thing was equity, means create equal chances or opportunities for all. Means maybe there is a discrimination on the basis of social status, maybe economic status, maybe gender status. So there were measures taken so that there is equal opportunity for that. And third point was quality. Now quality we had started talking about it in recent time. Now along with that, during this period, we also came across globalization. Now globalization has two aspects. One is that what is the impact of globalization on our higher education? And second thing is how should we improve our higher education so that we match the aspirations which have emerged because of globalization. So these are the two aspects. And now we are talking internationalization on the same line. There also we say that internationalization means attracting foreign students to India for taking education. And second thing is you improve your educational standards so that they match the international standards. So on both aspects we are working, and I'm sure your college also is taking steps in that direction. Also we are talking about autonomy, ranking, because autonomy allows colleges or institutions to grow independently. They can take decisions, they can start new courses, also they can change teaching learning method, evaluation method, so many things they can do, and so that the quality improves through that, by that way. Second is ranking. Ranking, there are 2-3 ranking systems right now in India. One is NAAC, that is there from 1980. Then NIRF started few years back. And of course, for technology, there is another NBA ranking system. Now, in order to improve the quality, choice-based credit system has also been introduced, because choice-based credit system gives choice to the students. So they can take courses not only from their discipline, but they can take courses from other disciplines also. So that choice is offered, plus skill development is also part of choice-based credit system. On this background, now we are facing the new education policy or national education policy, which is there. Now, what are the ingredients of that? What is expected? Now, of course, any education policy is framed, and ultimate aim of education is to improve our nation or economic and other conditions of our nation. And that is why, what is the aim? Aim is towards developing just and equitable society. So only development is not necessary, but it should reach, it should include, means inclusion is also important. And that is why justice should be given to all, say, categories in our society. Then how would this happen? And the new education policy says that revamp all aspects of education system. Now this is first time it is happening, because earlier, say, this means policies had come, right from 1854. These policies have been coming since the higher education started in India. But most of them, or all of them in fact, we're talking about the content of our system or our teaching, say, or our syllabi or curriculum. Nobody talked about the framework of teaching learning. Now this policy says that you break this framework also and adopt new framework. And that is the main difference between the earlier policies and this policy. And that is a big challenge before us that we should know. Now teaching and learning method, so it has to change. Means the way we are teaching science, it has to change. Because now we have science and technology at our hand, means ICT is there. But apart from that, learning experience has to be changed, or it has to be enriched. And that is what is expected through actual or experiential learning, that is called, that do something with your own hands and learn. So that is a change which is coming. Then of course regulation and governance also will change, but we'll not go into that. The most important part is the vocational bias and skill development should become the integral part of higher education. That is what is expected, because if we want to develop science and technology in India, we'll have to create a manpower which can work, which have skill, or they are vocationally prepared. And that's why vocational education and skill development should become the integral part of education. Research is the base for development. And that's why you know that in this budget, central government budget, 50,000 crores have been allocated. Why? Because we want to take up research in all aspects of our life, not only science and technology, but even other aspects also. And every field will be supported through that. And that is the aim. And the last, of course, is the use of technology in science and in teaching learning process. So what are the objects? Objects are another important landmark, or you can say expectation from this teaching learning system is bring out the holistic development of students. What does it mean? We'll just go, in few seconds we'll know what is holistic development. It is related to our own thinking. It is related to our own development. So you may be good in your subject, but if you are lacking other qualities, then actually that is not expected. Means communication skills, or your values, or your sensitivity towards society, or your physical fitness, then mental fitness, or your health. All these things are important. We'll see that what are the characteristics which will actually are related to holistic development. But holistic development is the important part. Most important thing is that we know that our students can read, our students can write, our students can speak, but our students can't do anything. That's what it said. We have to change this picture. We should train our students to do the things, not only talk. And that will be the main, important part. And there science and technology would help. That is also there. Then learning to develop virtues such as memory, reasoning, aesthetic sense, physical capabilities, communication skills. So all this is involved in education. And how science and technology will help to do this, we'll see that. In short, this is the summary of this thing, that teaching learning method has to be changed. How? Up till now, what every teacher thinks that whatever he knows, he or she knows, that much is only to be transferred to the student. So if student can grasp that much, then that is enough. Now in new education policy, this has to change. You will have to give more opportunities for students to learn more than what you know. Means my knowledge should not be a limitation for the student. And that is the change which we have to bring in. That is the mindset we will have to change. Then role of, from rote learning to conceptual learning. Means cram it and omit it, means that we'll have to forget. You have to understand, you have to know, you should be able to apply, and you should be able to work. So these will be the aims which are different than this. Of course, skill development we have seen, and ingredients of choice-based credit system, means which will actually make it more, say, flexible environment for the student to choose, and student can decide what way he or she wants to develop herself or himself, and that is also an important aspect. Now, for that, now we'll take a review of science development in India and of course in the world itself. Now, in recent past, means if we go in 19th and 20th century, we come across few names. Ramanujan, of course, a mathematician, Sir C.V. Raman, physicist, Satyendranath Bose, physicist, there are Govinda Khurana, biologist, Chandrasekhar, astronomer or astrologist, astrophysicist. So these are some of the names. But now if you go back, means you go before Christ, was there science? Yes, it was there. And how long you can, or how far you can go, even up to 7th century BC we can go. And we see that people were involved in serious science, but that was limited to a few persons only, not all. There were no institutions. But you can find names over there. And fortunately in India also there were names. Like Sushrut was there, who actually brought out or invented many new methods in surgery, medicine, and those kind of things. Then in Europe, you come across Hippocrates, you come across Archimedes, you come across Pythagoras. They were all before Christ, and they have made many contributions in different fields, means medicine or physics, mathematics, and those kind of things. After that, after Christ, or what happened from 1st century onward, we see that there were a lot of, say, research in India, especially in the field of astronomy. And there are many names which you can take. Aryabhatta was there, Brahmagupta was there, Bhaskaracharya was there, Varahamihir was there, Nagarjuna was there. And they all contributed to development of science. And after that, what happened? After the 8th century, this process stopped in India. Maybe there are many reasons, because there were invasions or so many things happened. Now this tradition was shifted to Middle East. And in Middle East, you find many scientists who have contributed, like Jabbar. He actually discovered aqua regia, you know, that solution in which the gold is actually melted. Then you find Avicenna, you find Al-Khwarizmi. Al-Khwarizmi actually was a mathematician. And whatever we call now algorithm, now that is the name comes from him. So that name is derived from Al-Khwarizmi. He actually proposed at that time. See, this means how it has happened. And during that period in China, some independent research came in. Lun and Bi Sheng, they actually invented, say, paper and printing process. So that was a great contribution from China. And again in 16th century, the science started developing in Greek. So you find many new generation scientists. And in Europe, you find Copernicus, you find Kepler, you find Galileo. Now Galileo, you know that he was a great scientist, and he proposed that Earth actually is moving around the sun, and for that he was punished, saying that. But he made many other contributions, like telescope he has invented, or he worked with pendulum, and many other contributions are also there. And then after that came Newton. Newton actually brought in the mu physics, quantitative physics, because earlier it was more like qualitative. Now he, of course, he is famous for your law of gravitation. Then 3 laws of motion also he is famous. So Newton, after Newton, means during that period, there were many scientists in all the fields. Lavoisier was in chemistry, Priestley was there in biology, Boyle was there in chemistry, or Mendel was there in, say, genetics. So many scientists actually contributed. And then we came up to 19th century, just beginning of the 19th century and end of 18th century. And then there were a lot of things which have happened. We came to know what is the structure of atom. We came to know what is X-rays, Röntgen, then Becquerel, radioactivity, then Einstein, photoelectric effect, then theory of relativity. So many things happened. And that was, of course, culminated in 2 things. One was destructive, that atom bomb was produced, and another was the useful use of, or say, means for the use for the human benefit, like use of radioactivity to treat cancer. So that has come that time. So many things happened, and in last century, there were 2 or 3 things which are very important. One is chemistry actually developed to a large extent, and that's how we started getting, say, medicines, we started getting fertilizers, we started getting pesticides, we started getting colors for painting, clothes, and many other plastic, many things happen due to chemistry. Communication actually got changed. It was revolutionized. Means you know that in around 1980, maybe people of my age, we have experienced that. To get a telephone at home was a big problem. You have to wait for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And if you go abroad, then you were not able to phone back because it was very costly. Nowadays, you know that everyone is moving with a cell phone and you can be contacted anywhere, anytime, anyone, that kind of thing. So that revolution. But another revolution which has come, that is in the biology. Because structure of DNA was invented, the new branch biotechnology was developed. And now we talk at the genetic level. And that is how, means, lot of diseases we could control. And now a recent example is COVID. Because it takes 10 to 12 years to bring out a vaccine. But because of this great difficulty which we were facing, within 1 year we got there. So that is how science is moving faster. That has to be reflected on education. So while taking the education, you will have to develop a mentality, or you will have to develop abilities in such a way that you would be able to take up such challenges in future. And that is what is expected. So what does science tell you? Science has a method called scientific method. And if you follow that method, or to follow that method, you need to have certain, abilities. And students should focus on that. So science tells you that what is the education? Education should help you to develop these qualities. Education doesn't mean that how much I remember. It's of no use, because nowadays information can be obtained anywhere. That is a great impact of science and technology on education. At our times, it was very difficult to get a textbook also. You'll have to be in the queue. And if you get a textbook once in a semester, that was a great thing. Nowadays, that is not a problem. Information is not a problem. Problem is what to do with that information. And that is the impact of science and technology on education. So we should know how to use the information. So what are the capabilities required for that? The inquiry. They develop their natural curiosity. Curiosity is very important. If you are not curious about anything, then definitely you will not learn that thing at all. So that is the first thing, inquiry, means sense of inquiry, that you should be very eager to inquire. We don't do that, means we are hesitant about it. Students should learn to inquire, ask questions. If you are not clear about anything, maybe stupid thing, but you should get it clear. There is no harm in asking questions, but many times we hesitate. Knowledgeable, you have to become knowledgeable, not collect the information, as I say. Means you should learn how to understand the concept behind it. Once you understand the concept, rest is information. But many times we neglect that, and then we actually learn so many things. For example, if I give an example from physics, I will tell you that if you ask a question to any student, even who has done MSc, what is half-life? So he'll give the definition. But if you ask him a question or her a question, that what goes to half, 90% students give wrong answer. They say mass goes to half. That is wrong. They are not understood the concept. Or in commerce, I'll ask you a question, or I'll tell an example, that when you write short form for credit, you write CR. But for debit, you write DR. Why not DT? Now you find out the answer for this. If you understand this, then you are conceptually clear about it. If you don't, you just go on writing, but never think about it, then your concepts are not clear. Or I may give you examples in language, anywhere. Means people, many times they are not clear about the concept. They only have the information. So that is not enough. Thinkers. They exercise initiative in applying thinking skills critically and creatively. So what is the use of your knowledge? To solve some problems. So apply that knowledge, and you should have a thinking capability. Communicator. Communication is the best ability, because you know that in Marathi, now Maraठी भाषा दिन पण आहे. त्याचे एक म्हणजे म्हण आपल्याला माहिती असेल की बोलणाऱ्याच्या आंबाड्या विकतात, न बोलणाऱ्याचे गहू पण कोणी घेत नाही. याचा अर्थ असा आहे की तुम्ही बोलता आलं पाहिजे, तुम्हाला कम्युनिकेट करता आलं पाहिजे, रिलेट करता आलं पाहिजे, आणि ते संभाषण कला ज्याला म्हणतो आपण संवाद कला, ती जर नाही आली तर मग आपलं काही 21व्या शतकामध्ये खरं नाही. देन प्रिन्सिपल मीन्स यू शुड हॅव व्हॅल्यूज. इट इज नॉट ओनली यू आर व्हेरी क्लेवर बट यू आर नॉट ऑब्झर्विंग द ह्युमन व्हॅल्यूज, then it's of no use. Open-mindedness. Try to accept the things. Now you want to be a global citizen. You can't imagine yourself in Amravati only. You imagine yourself at the global level and ask question that am I open-minded to accept the things at global level? Because some of the practices or some of the say things happening over there may not be consistent with your thinking, but then you don't reject them means all of a sudden. Think about it, try to accept, understand, and then go ahead. Many times we react and we say, no, I don't want this. Why? Because this is not as per my thinking. But if you are open-minded, then you will explore that and then you will come to decision. So that is another thing. Caring, of course, means is a human value. Then risk taker. Unless you take risk, you can't go ahead. If you are afraid of taking risk, means surely you will not grow. Life is with risk. Anything you do. See, if you are sitting in a home, there is always a probability that your means this छत जे आहे ते कोसळणार आहे, कोसळू शकतं, probability आहे ते. There is nowhere there is no probability that you will not be harmed. But we take risk because we take calculated risks, and that ability you must have. Balanced, of course, you should be, and reflective. Express yourself, opine, okay, give your opinion. Many times it doesn't happen, and students should learn. It doesn't mean that you should insult anybody. No, politely you can express yourself. You can differ in opinion, or there may be difference in opinion. Doesn't matter, but you should know how to express that so that the person is not offended, or you are not looking rude. So these kind of qualities you have to. And see, these are all parts of the research. You know, research is not only knowing the instrument. No, research involves all these qualities, and that science tells us or teaches us. Now, after independence, what is the means progress in India? You should know, because if you are planning of making career in science and technology, then in India you have Department of Science and Technology. There are many institutions run by this organization. Then CSIR is another organization which has 72 and more laboratories. The Department of Atomic Energy also has many institutions. You know, BRC is there in Mumbai. Department of Biotechnology also has many institutions, organizations. In Pune, you have NCCS, National Institute of Virology is there, and there are many other institutions. Then DRDO also has many organizations where you can make your career. Apart from that, there are many, ISRO and all. I have not listed all. But what I'm telling you, that if you want to make career, then you should know about this thing. Now, this tells you that what are the recent trends in science. So nanotechnology is a recent trend. Of course, there are many other, but let us consider this is very popular trend right now. Now, in nutshell, in 2-3 lines, how do you understand this? What is nanotechnology? It is a technology which is related to the particles which have size of nanometer. few nanometers, you can say. Now, how does size matter? That we should ask question. I will give you two examples. Now, if you take a cube, now cube has a side L. So what is the volume? L cube. What is the surface area? 6L square. So what is surface to volume ratio? That is 6 by L. So what does it tell you? That if L decreases, there is ratio increases. And if L increases, the ratio decreases. Okay. Now let us take practical example. What is the application, or what is the effect of this? When you want to drink tea, you put it in the saucer. Why? Because it gets colder very soon. Why does it get cold? Because surface to volume ratio has increased. This is the daily example everybody has experienced. Other example, you take mouse. Mouse has a small size, so it has larger surface to volume ratio. What is the effect on mouse? The effect is that it is losing heat from the body. So if mouse has to maintain the temperature, it has to keep on eating all the time. And you know the mouse is always in search of food. Another thing is that if you go to Himalayas, you will not find mouse over there. Why? Because they can't survive. It's very cold over there. Small birds can't reach there. They can't survive over there. What is the other example? Other extreme? Elephant. Elephant has a big size, so less surface to volume ratio. So elephant has a problem of dissipating heat. It has other problem, means just opposite to mouse. So what elephant does? It goes to water to cool it down, or you just ears, to radiate the heat. So one parameter. So now apply it to nanoparticle. So in case of nanoparticle, surface to volume ratio is more. What is the advantage of that? That more surface is available for the reaction. So chemical reactions go faster. Other thing is that it changes the property of the matter. Means if you see the gold now, it has yellow color. But if you make gold out of nanoparticle, it may not have yellow color. It may be blue. So there are many properties change. Physical properties, chemical properties like melting point or ability to hold the weight. So many things change because of only one size, nano size. And that is what the nanotechnology is. So you can make machines, you can make different devices which are of nano size. And that is the nano world now which is coming up. So this is a new area which is coming up. And so students should be aware about that, so that they can venture into this. For that, what is required? It is required to change in mindset. Unless you change your mindset, you won't be able to cope up with this new situation. Now, what science tells us about mind? Mind as a set of faculties such as cognitive means we are aware about it. Consciousness, imagination, perception, thinking, like that. Intelligence, judgment, language, memory. These are the attributes of our mind. Non-cognitive means which you cannot explain, but you have it. Or emotion, instinct, and of course subjective awareness. So what is holistic development? Holistic development is development of all these properties, not only few of these. Why does it require? Why it is required? Because our brain functions in that manner. So before that, going to the brain, how does it work? One point, that why do we need a mindset? Means what is the importance of mindset? Mindset is a machine, kind of a machine, which processes your thought. And if you have a right kind of mindset, right kind of output you will get. If you don't have a right kind of mindset, you will get a wrong output. It is like an instrument. Suppose an amplifier. What does it do? It will amplify the signal which is given in the input. So amplification is a transfer function for that amplifier. So it is a property of that instrument. Similarly, this mindset is a property of our brain. So whatever thought is initiated in your mind is processed by that, and that decides what action you will take. For example, a simple example. There are many thoughts which come out in our mind. Suppose sometimes you are agitated and you feel that you take a stone and throw it. Do you do that? You don't. Why you don't? Because your mindset is not of that type. You will think 10 times. You'll say, no, this will harm somebody. No, this will not, this is not proper. This will damage something. So you will not do it. So your mindset will decide what kind of action you will take. So in education, if you do not have a right kind of mindset, you will not achieve the things which you desire. So in new education policy or in the new era, you will have to create a right kind of mindset so that you take the education in proper way and also you get the output in the desired manner. And that is why it is very important. And holistic development is one of the ways. So why? Because of brain. How does it work? So human brain is the most developed, you know that, as compared to other animals. Means size-wise, it may not be bigger. But ability-wise, it has many features which others don't have. Means like language. We have developed language. Say we can sing, we create music, we create structures, we can imagine, we can see the future. So many things human brain can do which other animals are not able to do. Then how does this brain behave? Brain has two compartments, left hemisphere, right hemisphere. And they have different attributes. Like left hemisphere works on logic, sequencing, linear thinking, mathematics, facts, thinking in words. So this is the actually, means suppose something is told you, then the left brain will understand it faster. Right brain doesn't understand that. But right brain can take cues from the colors, structures, like that. Means the right hemisphere is imagination, holistic thinking, intuition, arts, rhythm, non-verbal clues, feeling. See, these things you can't explain. You say you have an intuition. Then if I ask you, how do you know that? How do you measure it? You say, no, I don't know, but I have intuition. Or I like something. I say, why do you like it? You may not be able to tell. You say, no, I like it. Second thing, it is subjective. Because you may like something, I may not like that thing. Or somebody else may not like it. Or somebody else will like it. So these are the attributes of our two parts of the brain. And you have to develop both. Not one-sided. And that is the holistic development. And whatever we talk about holistic development involves these characteristics. And that is very important. That is what is expected in new national education policy also. So where do we go from there? What is the ultimate aim? I will be, in short, I will explain. I will not go into details of this. We have to go from invention to innovation to startup to entrepreneurship. So this is the path. So the new, say, era demands this. So students have to think about all these things. Not only getting a degree, a certificate, marks and finish. That is not the aim. Now invention, of course, means, it comes through research. And it has parts like curiosity, observation, experiment, analysis. Then you discuss and conclude. So this is the first part. Means unless you do research, you will not find new things. So after that comes innovation. So the possibility of innovation is hidden in invention. So if you invent, then only you can innovate. There are some instances where by fluke you may get some idea and work it out. That is there. But that is not the, say, correct path. Correct path is this. That through research, then you go to innovation. From innovation, you go to startup. Then startup, you go to entrepreneurship. So these are the steps which you will have to follow. And that is why I would advise, means I will not go into the details of this, that what is, invention, entrepreneurship and all. Only few things I will mention. That in building the research attitude, that is common to all subjects. Don't think this is only for science and technology people. No. Every person in future would need these qualities. And as I said, that it begins with curiosity and then goes to observation. So you must have ability to observe. One example I'll tell you, that what is the strength of observing. Galileo, when he visited the church, he saw pendulum moving. And the first thing he observed, that there is some relation, that how many times it will go to and fro and how much time it requires. And he found out. How did he find out? That time he found out by using his pulse rate. There was no clock. So this is the kind of curiosity and observation and then experiment. This kind of capabilities you have to develop. And that is why in your, say, educational institution, whatever opportunities you do get for doing such things, you should avail them, and that will help you in the future. Okay. Now I will, 2 points I have to cover. One is that is the ICT, means use of information and communication technology in education, because this COVID has accelerated the pace of this use of ICT. Earlier also we were thinking about it, but people were reluctant. That was one thing. But as it has came out that there is no alternative, people have adopted this. Now there are some advantages, some disadvantages. Advantages are that there is no limit for the time, place, anything. It is available online. Suppose a lecture is recorded and kept on the website, so a student can access that anytime, from anywhere. So that is a good point. Second thing is that best lecture in the world could be available. So that is another thing. So that is the great advantage for the student. What is the disadvantage? Disadvantage is that he loses the contact, personal contact with the teacher. Many times students learn many things from the teacher outside the class, from the personality of the teacher, from the contributions of the teachers, from the qualities of the teacher. So that is very important. So this personal means interaction is not there. Another thing is that work experience. Unless you have, because this policy envisages that the student should have work experience. And this work experience cannot be given online. It is a virtual experience. Actual experience will be only in the laboratories. And that is the biggest disadvantage. The third, means the next disadvantage is that teacher is at loss to know that whether his teaching is effective or not, whether students are really getting benefited or not, whether students do understand or not. And that makes teacher uneasy many times. Or he loses interest in teaching because it is just talking to a wall. Nobody is in front. And that is the biggest disadvantage, which may lose, teachers may lose interest in teaching a subject, and that will affect the students' learning. So that is the disadvantage. Second thing, teacher will have to prepare far more than he prepares for the class. Because here there is no interaction, so a lot of things can be told. But how many things one should tell? So there is a limit to that. And all these things have to be taken into account. Apart from that, there is a danger of digital divide. Because we should, if we are not able to reach all the students online, then that will be a biggest disadvantage to those students. And we have to find out the solution on that. So in future, our teaching definitely will be a hybrid kind of teaching, offline and online. And at least 25% to 30% syllabus will be taught online. It has the advantage that you can teach more also. our students can grasp more also. So that will be a direct effect on education of science and technology, and that is going to come. Means we can't avoid that. So we are saying now, what are the emerging areas in science and technology? On Science Day, we are talking about. So automatic driving is people are trying that vehicles should drive automatically. Means you don't have to do anything. Even driverless cars are being developed. So there will be no need of driver. You just call a vehicle, it will come to your home and it will take you wherever you want. But that is a great, means long dream, but that is what people are working in that direction. Composite materials means making materials of different types by mixing not only inorganic substances, but even organic substances or living substances like proteins and bacteria and all that. So that is a great area which is being developed. Artificial intelligence, of course, means you know that there is a lot many things happening in this area, and data mining and all, machine learning, those kind of things have become important. Then bionic living spaces means integrating devices into our body. So they will become the part of our body. So those kind, now prosthetic hands, you know that they are working very fine nowadays. So similarly, means there can be other devices which can become part of your heart or liver or brain or whatever it is. So this is the bionic living spaces. At the end, I will just give you a few examples that which are the areas which are developing, or if you have any imaginations, what kind of imagination one can have. This simple, that micro needles for painless injection. Now many people are very scared of taking injection. When that needle pricks, they can't bear that. So is it possible to have a needle which will not give that sensation? So people are working on it. So leech already do that kind of thing. When they suck blood from your body, you are not aware about it because they make that part numb or anesthetize that part. So can you think on that line? So that is the secondly, use sunlight to degrade CO2. CO2 is excess in our atmosphere to make, say, other molecules which are useful for many other applications. So that is another area. Third is this is spatial computing. So what you do is that you can, say, develop apps or design kind of devices. So major companies which are involved are Microsoft and others, and objects that connect via the cloud. So you can make a environment, virtual environment, and you can study that online. Suppose you want to study that what is happening in the atmosphere at a particular point, then you place all sensors, connect them, and then see that how do they actually get affected from each other, and that is how that study you can do. This in silico medicine means if you want to test a medicine, nowadays you only have to use guinea pig or mouse or human beings. Can you do it in computer itself? So simulate human organs and then you see the effect of medicine on that. So you don't have to use laboratory animals, or you have to use human beings as guinea pigs. Or digital medicine is for diagnosis and therapeutic purpose. You can use these computers. Then you know that now electrical motors are coming. So they will reduce the cost of fuel by 90%. And even they can be used, such parts can be used in aviation also, in flying machines and all. So that is another thing. Then cement produces a lot of carbon dioxide. So can you have a low carbon cement? So that is the idea which people are toying with. Or quantum sensing. So quantum sensors are very, very sensitive, and they can be used for early warning systems like volcanoes, earthquakes and all. Quantum computing is another area which is coming up. You may not understand that, but that is a great revolutionary thing coming up. hydrogen, can you produce hydrogen from the plants? And that is possible. People have already done the experiments. And if you could get hydrogen, it will be a clean fuel, which will not cause any, say, pollution, because it gets converted into water. And lastly, these genetic modifications, nowadays we are doing of certain genes, 1 or 2 genes, like Bt brinjal you must have heard, Bt cotton you must have heard, or the insulin which is produced by changing some, genes into a bacteria so that it produces insulin. Instead of that, the whole gene or genome has to be changed. So it will be a different organism altogether. So is it possible? So that way also people are thinking. So there are many other areas. I will just mention that, say that we are now going to Mars. So we have to go beyond Mars also. So that people are thinking of, say, having different types of space shuttles, then how human being can survive in space. So there is astrobiology. There are many areas which are coming up. So this is going to affect education in 2 ways, or skill development in many ways, because students need to acquire skills which are conducive or which are pertinent or which will be useful for this kind of developments in science and technology. And education will have to take the cognizance of that and accordingly modify the syllabi, curricula, teaching learning methods, experiential learning. All these things have to be in tune with the changes which are happening in science and technology. So with this, I thank Principal Dote and all others who are concerned with the organization for giving me opportunity to speak with the students on this occasion, on this topic. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Your lecture on new technologies for the upcoming time was very interesting and informative. Thank you so much, sir, for the excellent presentation. The explanation you gave us clear look at different aspects in very short time that we couldn't have gained in any other way. Sharing your time and experience with us. We are very grateful for the time and effort you took to share your thoughts with us. Now it's my privilege to request our respected principal, Dr. D.S. Thote, to please share their views.
Thank you. On this occasion of National Science Day, I first of all pay my tribute to a great scientist of our country, Dr. C.V. Raman. त्याचबरोबर आज मराठी भाषा गौरव दिन आहे. कुसुमाग्रज, त्यांचं पूर्ण नाव विद्यार्थ्यांना चार्ट करायचं आहे कुसुमाग्रजांचं, तो तुमच्यासाठी प्रश्न आहे. आणि त्याचबरोबर शहीद चंद्रशेखर आझाद यांची सुद्धा पुण्यतिथी आहे. सर्वांना मी या ठिकाणी अभिवादन करतो. सर, व्हेरी मच थँकफुल टू यू that you have spared a lot of time for us on this occasion of the Science Day. And definitely the talk was very useful and giving us some way to the students what to do next in the coming era. आपण बघितलं की सरांनी, म्हणजे विद्यार्थ्यांना विशेषतः सांगू इच्छितो, आणि सरांबद्दलचे मी 2 मुद्दामून या ठिकाणी प्रसंग सांगतो की विद्यार्थ्यांना आविष्कार हे माहिती आहे. एव्हरी स्टुडंट नोज अबाउट द आविष्कार अँड दे यूज टू पार्टिसिपेट इन द आविष्कार कॉम्पिटिशन. तर आपल्याकडे राज्यस्तरावरची आविष्कार कॉम्पिटिशन झाली होती. त्यावेळेला विद्यासागर सर, BCU डायरेक्टर ऑफ पुणे युनिव्हर्सिटी, आणि KC मोहिते माझे मित्र, डीन ऑफ सायन्स फॅकल्टी. आय वॉज डीन ऑफ सायन्स फॅकल्टी इन अवर युनिव्हर्सिटी ॲट दॅट टाइम. तर त्यावेळेला सरांचा मी तो विद्यार्थ्यांना आविष्कारमध्ये इन्व्हॉल्वमेंट आणि विद्यार्थ्यांकडून ते कसं करून घ्यायचं हे खूप मी जवळून बघितलं. आणि सातत्यानं एक शिक्षक म्हणून विद्यार्थ्यांकरता काहीतरी नेहमी करत राहायचं हा ध्यास सरांनी घेतलेला आहे. आज सर 60 अबव्ह आहेत, व्हाईस चान्सलर म्हणून रिटायर्ड झाले, तरीही सरांचा जो उत्साह आहे तो आपण बघितला की 1-1.5 तासपर्यंत सातत्यानं ते न्यू नॉलेज, म्हणजे असं म्हणतात की रिटायर झाल्यानंतर सिस्टीम सोबत संबंध तुटल्यानंतर काही लोक ते विसरून जातात, परंतु सरांनी जसे इमर्जिंग एरियाज आपल्याला सांगितले, खरं म्हणजे विद्यार्थ्यांनी खूप सिरियसली इमर्जिंग एरियाज ह्या लक्षात घेतल्या पाहिजे आणि व्हॉट वी कॅन डू ऑन दॅट. कारण आपण सायन्स कॉलेज किंवा कॉमर्स कॉलेज, सरांनी ह्या ज्या कंपार्टमेंट आहेत त्या सुद्धा तोडलेल्या आहेत. सांगितलं की सायन्स, कॉमर्स, ह्युमॅनिटीज दे आर ऑल टुगेदर. म्हणजे कॉमर्सचं उदाहरण दिलं, एका कोणीतरी बत्रा विद्यार्थिनीनं डेबिट DR, इट इज फॉर डेबिट रेकॉर्ड असं काहीतरी उत्तर तिने दिलं, देअरफॉर द वर्ड DR इज यूज. तर सांगायचं हे आहे की विज्ञान दिवस जरी त्याचं नाव असेल तर हाऊ वी कॅन टेक द सायन्स टू द सोसायटी हा त्याच्यामधला उद्देश आहे. मानवाच्या एकंदरीतच कल्याणासाठी विज्ञानाचा उपयोग हा झालेला आहे. डिस्ट्रक्टिव्ह साईड सुद्धा सरांनी त्याची सांगितली, परंतु कन्स्ट्रक्टिव्ह बाजू ही खूप मोठी आहे. आणि म्हणून विज्ञान दिवसाच्या निमित्ताने आपण विज्ञानावर काय करू शकतो, समाजाला विज्ञानाच्या माध्यमातून नवीन नवीन काय देऊ शकतो, याचा विचार नेहमीच सर्वांनी शिक्षकांसहित आणि विद्यार्थ्यांनी केला पाहिजे. सर, आपले खूप मनापासून आभार. दुसरा प्रसंग मला सांगायचा आहे की आपल्या कॉलेजची एक आता टीचर आहे, ती अमिता टेंबरे विद्यार्थिनी होती. अग्रहरी सर माझ्यासोबत होते. पुण्याला आम्ही गेलो विद्यार्थ्यांची सहल घेऊन आणि पुणे विद्यापीठ डॉक्टर विजय भटकरांची भेट होती. परंतु त्या दिवशी पुण्यामध्ये असाच काहीतरी संप वगैरे झाला अचानक. तर सरांना ते आठवत नसेल कदाचित, परंतु सरांचं मोठेपण मी मुद्दामून सांगत आहे की एक शिक्षक म्हणून त्यांना किती त्याबद्दलची उत्सुकता असते. आणि मला विद्यासागर सरांचा परिचय नसताना डायरेक्टर ऑफिसमधून फोन मिळाला. सरांशी मी डायरेक्ट बोललो आणि आपल्या विद्यार्थ्यांची त्यांनी रात्री 11 वाजता त्या स्पोर्ट्स कॉम्प्लेक्सला पुणे युनिव्हर्सिटीच्या राहण्याची व्यवस्था करून दिली. एका शब्दात, कुठे कोण डॉक्टर धोटे आहेत, ओळखीचे आहेत का, कुठले आहेत, काय आहे, कुठले विद्यार्थी आहेत, अमरावतीचे आहेत का, काही विचार केला नाही. मी मुद्दामून आपण विद्यार्थ्यांसोबत आणि शिक्षकांसोबत हे शेअर याच्याकरता करत आहोत की हे खऱ्या अर्थाने मोठेपण असते की विद्यार्थी आणि ह्या शिक्षण क्षेत्रात आपण राहत असताना आपण जर हे विद्यार्थी काहीतरी शिकायला बाहेरगावी पडलेले आहेत आणि यांना असा त्रास होत आहे तर निश्चितपणे मदत केली पाहिजे, हीच भावना सरांच्या मनात त्यावेळेला असेल. सरांना कदाचित हा प्रसंग आठवत नसेल, परंतु माझ्या निश्चितपणे तो आठवणीत आहे. कारण मुलांची एवढी अडचण झाली होती, आमची सुद्धा एवढी अडचण झाली होती की कुठे थांबावं अशा प्रकारची स्थिती होती. म्हणून त्याविषयी सुद्धा सर आज उशिराने खूप वर्षांनी तुमचे मी आभार व्यक्त करतो आणि पुन्हा आपल्याला ती भेटण्याची संधी या माध्यमातून आली, त्याबद्दलही मला खूप आनंद झालेला आहे. खरं म्हणजे मी आमच्या स्टाफ सोबत बोललो होतो की विद्यासागर सरांना आपल्याला अमरावतीलाच पुढच्या वर्षी आणायचं आहे आणि शाळीग्राम सरांच्या त्या सुपर एन्युएशन फंक्शन मध्ये आपलं तसं बोलणं सुद्धा झालं होतं. परंतु आता हा कोरोना व्हायरस त्यातल्या सर आता अमरावती फार हॉटस्पॉट बनलेला आहे सध्या, लॉकडाऊन आहे अमरावतीमध्ये. आणि या परिस्थितीमध्ये मग निश्चितपणे विद्यासागर सरांना आपल्या स्टाफ सोबत आपल्या विद्यार्थ्यांसोबत आणलंच पाहिजे. आणि हे टेक्नॉलॉजीने जी आपल्याला साथ दिली आणि आपण ऑनलाईन पद्धतीने हा सायन्स दिवसाचा कार्यक्रम आणि आपण त्यावर छान व्याख्यान दिलं, त्याबद्दल मी मनापासून आभार मानतो. एक शब्द सरांनी खूप चांगला सांगितला, आपण तो डोक्यात ठेवला पाहिजे, पुढे नेला पाहिजे विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी, की होलिस्टिक डेव्हलपमेंट ऑफ द स्टुडंट. म्हणजे केवळ ओन थिंकिंग हे जरुरी नाही आहे, यू हॅव टू गो बियॉन्ड दॅट. आणि होलिस्टिक डेव्हलपमेंट आम्ही कशी करू शकू याबद्दल विचार केला पाहिजे. एक्सपेरिमेंटल लर्निंग, लर्निंग बाय डुईंग हे जे नवीन कन्सेप्ट आहे, यातून विज्ञान अजून आम्हाला पुढे नेता येते, प्रगल्भ करता येते आणि तसं करण्याचा आपण सर्वांनी प्रयत्न केला पाहिजे असं मला या प्रसंगी वाटतं. आपण या कार्यक्रमाला आवर्जून हजर झालात आणि आपला अमूल्य वेळ दिला. पुनश्च आपले या ठिकाणी आभार मानतो आणि जास्त काही न बोलता मी या ठिकाणी आपली रजा घेतो. धन्यवाद. जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र.
धन्यवाद.
Thank you so much, sir, for your appreciation. Also, thank you so much, sir, for always being there and supporting us immensely. We all are glad to have such a supportive, collaborative, having strong fortitude person as our principal. There is one notification for you all that feedback link will be provided on WhatsApp group. After filling feedback form, you will receive an e-certificate. Now, moving towards the last part of our program, I would like to request my friend Ms. Roshni Batra to please propose a vote of thanks.
A very good afternoon to all. Myself Roshni Batra from BSc final year. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this event to all the dignitaries assembled here. I would like to thank our chief guest, Dr. Vidyasagar sir, who honored this function with his inspirational thoughts. A special thanks to our beloved principal. Just because of him, we were able to have such an eminent personality with us today. Most importantly, thanks to Bajaj sir for the technical support during the whole virtual event. I would like to thank our staff members, members of the society, our sweet anchor, students, volunteers, and last but not the least, our beloved audience for making this function a grand success. Once again, I thank one and all present here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
थँक्यू सर. लवकरच भेटू.
Oh, चालेल.
With the permission of all the dignitaries, we would like to conclude this program.
थँक्यू. थँक्स टू ऑल.